Sorry, I got cut off there. But I see the Mount of Olives, and where Jesus stood and wept over Jerusalem as he saw just the division that existed between the ruling Roman Empire and the Jewish Pharisees who had abandoned and forsaken him. Both groups had, and the warring controversies between the two. And I wonder today, as he looks at this, if he's weeping now at this city and the stories that lie underneath. So many of the external elements that look good. Because the reality is he brought in this new story. It's a story of redemption, a story of reconciliation. In light of that new story, we live in the shadow of the old covenant, and we have to live in the reality of the new covenant. And so, with that said, Jerusalem is known as the holy city. But in the reality of the new covenant, Jesus' Spirit reigns. His kingdom is one that extends to all corners of the earth. So in that light, in that narrative, every city is or can be a holy city. But for now, there's this place right here in Jerusalem that holy scriptures of these religions, the Torah, the Quran, interpretations of the Bible, all based on specific interpretations. These religions value this place as the only holy city. And as a result, there has been obviously all this divisiveness and conflict. And I think in large part it's because there has not been the mentality of living in the shadow of the old covenant and living in the reality of the new, but quite the opposite. So this is where I am now, and I live into and promote the idea of the whole world being God's holy city, of His holy creation. And so as I look over this place and all these places I'm mentioning, and the stories that lay within them, I have to think that God is up to something. And I feel and I experience this tension, this hope, that something can be birthed, that I can be faithful to the kingdom of peace and reconciliation, and that His gracious offering to all humanity can be seen and embraced. And so that's kind of where I'm at. And even just a minute ago, I was standing up on the roof and looking over the city, and I heard this loud crack over my head. And it's like the whole city freezes in moments like that, where that tension kind of boils to the surface. And in the end, it was just a firecracker that I'm sure some kid, something I'm sure I would have done at 12 years old, shot off. And so, but it just kind of tells the story that we continue to hope and plead and pray for the shalom of this city, the shalom of the world, and we ask, how can we be part of it? How can I be part of it? So I got another day before the rest of the crew comes up, and I will keep you filled in. Thanks for jumping in.